Welcome back to the Video Chris channel. I know you guys were watching it earlier tonight. This is gonna be a two-night video, I guess. Yeah, the hair's something else. It's how I deal with my frustration. I put one on. I do this. Okay, so the hair does what it does. I just turned the fan off. I'm getting bombarded with bugs, so we're gonna do this as fast as we can. This is SIG. This is the SIG p224. The p224 SIG 40 caliber compact pistol with the base plate mag extension on it. Does not have the, this is the original version, so this doesn't have the conversion version where it has a short mag to go into the slide. This is the original version. Okay, so this is how you take this gun apart. Thank you, Moth, I appreciate it. This is how you take this gun apart. So we're going to eject the mag, obviously. Going to check, press and clear. Slide it back. Finger check. Visual check. Your visual check. This gun is empty. I'm going to drop the slide, point in a safe direction. Pull trigger. Okay, all done. This gun is empty. Obviously, it's a double action pistol, so go ahead and rack it back all the way and put our slide lock in. It's a single side slide lock. This is not a dual action pistol. There's nothing on this side you can see here. All on this side. So we're going to do our takedown lever. This one goes down and not up like the last one we just did. This goes down, not up. Just down to the trigger ring. Let go of the slide. Pull off the upper versus lower. Now, we're going to do this real fast because this thing needs cleaned and I got to clean it tonight. But this thing is nasty, dirty, full of cutex. It's not as bad as some guns I've seen. But you can see all the cutex inside the internals here and stuff like that. That takes about 45 minutes for me to clean this internals out right here. That takes a while for me to clean this out. So that's not including the mag, which doesn't have a whole lot on it this time, thank goodness. But I do have to clean all that out. But I also have to clean out the upper. The upper is the big part. So we're gonna take the recoil spring out. This is a single bar braided cable recoil spring. You can see it's opening on this side, opening on this side. So that, excuse me, doesn't really matter. Excuse me, which side your bar goes on. This is the side it came off of. This is the side it goes on. For me, won't change that. Your barrel, same thing as I showed you last time. You just press up. It's an unlocking system, so press up, pull forward, or towards the end of the barrel here, and it'll come out. Pulling up on it, you know, take off. Whoop, do a big whoop, but I'll show you guys how dirty that is. It's actually not that dirty inside. It's a little dirty. It's a little dirty. It's okay. It's moderately dirty. Definitely needs some cleaning to do so inside that barrel. We'll do that. This slide itself, not too bad. This is not the worst I've seen. I've seen a lot worse. I mean, this isn't that bad. But to get rid of this firing pin in the back here, we're going to take our moderate pin. This is a first generation SIG, so it does have the extractor pin here on the top, which means I cannot take the extractor out without taking that pin out. That pin is a graduated system, which means it comes from the lower to the upper. The hole down here is smaller than the one up top, which means you'll have to hammer it out, bottom to top. Okay, and I do have a small pin for that. We'll see if we get to that tonight. We'll just see. So we're gonna get to the firing pin extracting piece first. Press on it. Press on the lower slide locking lever. Press that forward. See if that changes anything. So I'm gonna press on one with my hand. You know my hand here. One around. Using the pin there. That is not happening. Nothing is happening. It is not a full direct pin. I have to knock that pin out. As you can see here, it is hidden. It's half mooned underneath this slide rail here. The reason for that being is because it is a graduated pin. It's bigger here than it is here. Alright, so that being said, we're gonna get rid of that. So we take a pin, take a semi-hammer or something that you wield as a hammer. It can be something as small as a pair of pliers, which I'm going to be using. Pair of pliers, pair of channel lock pliers, and I'm going to knock that out. That's all I'm going to do is I'm going to straight up knock that pin out of that gun. I got a spacer underneath it. I got this bar underneath it. Give me some space so it'll work its way out without me having to fall over it. All right. So I'm gonna line that pin up. Knock it out of the gun. That's all I did. Sorry, folks. This fell over. All I did was push that pin out, top of the gun like that. That's all I did was just push it out the top like that. So that's all you guys missed was me hitting on it a couple extra times. I'm gonna do it a couple times more here. Now what you don't see is I'm actually covering the back side of the gun where the extractor would come out right here on the side with my hand. As I press my pin there, I'm gonna cover that section because I don't want to lose that spring. Do not want to lose anything that's behind that. So a couple more taps, just like taps. Moving out the gun. Point now, I can grab my pliers. I've grabbed that pin with my pliers. My thumb is riding on the extractor. It's just riding on the extractor. I'm just working it back and forth. There it is. Graduated pin. Graduated pin. Small side, large side. And we're going to do that. We're going to lay that right down so we can remember exactly what it is, how it goes in the gun. That being said, the extractor now will come out of the gun, so we're going to tip you guys back up. The extractor will not come in the gun. So I haven't touched anything, haven't moved anything. So here it is. We're going to go ahead and just put a thumb behind the extractor here, lift up on that, boom, pull that out. We're going to take our forceps or our pinzas or our needle nose. We're going to grab the spring that houses inside this sun right here. This one has a graduated cylinder on it. That's different than a lot of them. This one has a graduated cylinder on it. If you look very carefully, it's very hard to see. There's a small spring and a big spring. See the small spring's on top. That's how it goes on. So we're going to leave that just how it is. Small spring inside, big spring. We're going to set them up there where the wind won't affect them and where nothing will touch them. I do have a pin showing inside that. That pin right there is different than anything else. That's for full assembly. That's firing pin. I want to pull the firing pin out. I push that pin out right there. I push that pin out. I pull the firing pin out. And I think I'm going to do that. I think I'm going to actually do that. I think I'm going to get rid of that firing pin. So we're going to get rid of that. I'm going to take our pin here. This one's a little bigger, so we get full circumference. Make sure it lines up on, get back pressure, take a handy dandy hammer, which isn't a hammer. I think this one might have been put in backwards. I don't know why, but we'll see. Smaller pin is moving it faster than the big pin. That's the plan. That's the plan. That broke off the tip of my pin there, so we're gonna get rid of that. It broke off the tip of my pin. We're gonna take a big pin, bigger pin. Knock it out the side of the gun. I'll get it right out the side of the gun. We're going to use our bigger pin to do this because it seems to be working. And as you see, it's sticking out the side of the gun. That's all you do is you work it to that point. And you can work it out of the gun. I'm personally going to work at the point where it just falls out. That's the plan, anyhow. It's not coming out that well, so we'll see. It is not coming out as well as I thought it would. It's probably took a few more taps. That's a few more taps. That moved quite a bit. Turn beetle, get out of my way. This beetle just hit me in the head. I'm gonna cover it, press it. Nothing yet, nothing yet. That pin's not far enough out yet. Ladies and gentlemen, we could do this. We could take this pin out. We could take this pin out. We're gonna take this pin out. Just cause I said I do firing pin extractions. I really don't want to get this far into this gun right now, but I guess we're gonna get this far. That pin's 3/4 way out now, as you can see. We're gonna go ahead and load it upside down. I'm gonna press the extractor. There it is. So all we do is press that button right here in the middle. Go spring loaded right here. That's what we've been doing the entire time. The firing pin came out when we did so. Got one spring, which is important. Where'd the part go? That's the important part. We may or may not need to adjourn our court here to find that part. Because I have the spring here. There it is. We're going to set that up there. And we're going to go look for that part. That part is pretty recognizable. I'm going to go look for that part. Give me just 1 second here. The part's really recognizable. We know we're headed towards. Court. Go look for it. I really don't want to pause my video and make it skip a part of this because I'm not very good at editing. So I can't edit videos the way you see normal guys doing. I am not very good at it. So I can give you all the good information I have. But the final part might have to hold off to a second round video, just because I'm doing this thing. Oh, found it. It's right here. Found it. Don't need to edit. Thank goodness. Don't need to edit. Oh, my goodness. Hey, you guys are going to miss a 15-minute section of this video. I have to go find a part laying on the floor. Thank goodness you didn't have to do that. Oh my goodness. That could have been bad. Alright, found it. This is the part you're looking for. It took off. Goes with the spring, so we're going to lay that for the spring too. Alright. Slide has now been fully disassembled. Pin is still in housing. That's fine. That's totally fine. We can work around that. We're not taking it out. We don't want to take it out. Only goes in one way, comes out one way. No point to changing that out. Just like I did with the upper slide piece right here. Left it here. You can't see it. It goes down in. So that's the part. That's why we did this, because that's how the spring was sitting before. So we're going to take all that, set it aside. Now, this is the wipe down. We get into the wipe down part here. We clean this gun out. We do all this stuff. We clean it all up. And actually, I'm going to skip over a lot of that and just go straight to the firing pin and clean it up. Get rid of all its gunks and problems and issues. It doesn't actually have any issues in firing. It just needs some cleaning, okay? So we're going to go right into the firing pin section. Get rid of that. All that issues. We're going to go right back in the extractor. We're going to wipe it down. Give it a good wipe down. All the crooks and crevices and crannies. The back slide area, it would be riding inside the gun. Do that. The pinholes. Do all that stuff. So we're going to give it a good little brushing here. Just, get rid of whatever possibly could be sitting inside this tiny little space. Just do all that. Brush that out. Whoop-de-doo. That brushing is okay. What is that right there? All that is gunk. Clean it out. Okay. 2 holes. Been cleaned out. Whoop-de-doo. All clean. Yeah, all clean. Big bam boom whipped. Don't care about that right now. We're gonna get our firing pin back in. This firing pin only obviously goes in one direction. As you can see, it is notched out on one series of vents. That is facing up. Actually, give me sideways. Facing the extractor side. No, that's facing up. That is facing up towards the rear sides. Yeah, that is still facing up. So our firing pin faces up. Our extractor series faces sideways. We're gonna give it a brush. Get all the gunk and stuff off of it. Just give it some brushing right here, holding on to top and bottom while we do so. Bottom brushing here. Get rid of that. Here's the spring that goes with it. It's its brother right here. Give it a little bit of a wipe down ourselves. And then we're going to put it back in the housing it goes into. Before we do so, we're going to put the firing pin back out. It goes, I think this goes, yeah, this totally goes extractor side. So all the notches face the extractor side of the gun. So as you can see, this is graduated spring. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. Give me 1 second here. One side's curled smaller than the other. This side that's curled smaller than the other goes top. The other side goes bottom. We're going to put that down the hole. We're going to take our extractor, which only goes in one way. The notch outside, the notch outside of the firing pin. We'll go ahead and get that notch outside down in the gun, pressing on it, and we're going to make our notches meet each other, because that's how they work. gonna get rid of this issue here right now fast because I don't want to lose this piece again. Mm-hmm. Okay. Notches up. Yeah, notches up to receive the pin back. That makes sense. Notches to receive the pin back. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just did that and knocked everything into my lap. Ugh. Let go of the rag, thank you. Launch everything into my lap. Let's go ahead and fold that back over again. Everything in my lap, including the extractor bar. There we go. That is where that should be. Let's just go ahead and find out. Yep, that is where that should be. We're going to start sending that pin back. We need a hammer or chisel. There we go. Pull it back enough that this will drop back in there. Let's put the notches up. holding the pin down. Holding the pin down. Okay, so we held the pin down. That's what it was. We had to hold the pin down, pin it inside the gun, all the way down, the front pin all the way down. And send this. Home. All the way. Back in the gun. There we go. That's all the way home. Frying pan won't come out. Fire pan will still travel forward. Bam, boom, done. Thank you very much. Get rid of all the crap that's in there. We'll take it apart. Wipe all this down. Wipe all this down. Wipe all of this down. Get rid of all that crap that's in there. Wow, that's greasy. Let's go ahead and wipe that down from that because we didn't touch this stuff. Well, that is bad. I'm telling you. Put some compound on there. I prefer to use. I'll tell you guys in a second. I'll just give me a second here. It dries so fast, so give me a second. I prefer to use this brand here, the Power Blaster. This canister, this exact canister here. Be careful, it can eat polymer, can eat Kydex plastic, can eat it. It can, but not nearly as the red cap stuff that you find at Walmart. And I used to be able to find this at Walmart. I have to order it now by the crate because they no longer sell this at Walmart. They sell this, the miniature can of CLP. They don't sell this anymore. They sell this now. And I really wish they'd go back to this instead of this. This is Rem oil. That's all it is in hydrostatic form. I can do that myself. This is what I need. That's cleaner. And it does wonders. Does wonders. Degreases the gun, gets rid of the Kydex, does all that stuff. It just does wonders for what I need it to do. So, just wipe it down, get rid of all that, get rid of all that, get rid of all this. I'm going to take and put our extractor back in here. Our extractor has been wiped down. Yes, we've done that again. Let's do it again, one more time. Make sure, yep, clean. Our extractor only goes in one way, where the extractor piece with the hook on it, that round piece here that doesn't have a hook on it, goes in the back. We'll go ahead and get that settled. Our secondary spring system, where did that go again? Let's see here, our secondary spring system, we go ahead and put that down on our table, grab our pincers. Secondary spring system goes in the back of this here. Secondary spring system here. Take it and load it. Yep, that's a loading system. And our pin is graduated from left to right. Yep, left to right. Top of slide to the bottom. Gonna hold that in a little tight. All we end up doing is just pushing on this and knocking this down. As you can see, it's recessed a little bit inside the gun. You can see that right there at the lip showing. And all we're gonna do is take our 16th inch pin, we're gonna drive that in just straight. Get it started. Drive that in straight. Yep, nice and tight, down all the way. Can't go any further. Bam, boom, the extractor's back into place. It might be recessed a little bit before what it was, but we're going to cycle it again and see what happens. Take that and then put on a gun. Back on the, I can't do that without the barrel and the spring. So we're going to take our barrel, put it back into place here, drop it in, take our spring, which one goes in one direction because we didn't take it apart yet. Lock the barrel in, take our spring, compress it, lock it back behind the peg where it sits, slide it on the gun, lock it back, put the takedown back forward. And what we can see fire pin is still active. We're still good. Extractor hasn't come back yet, but I think that's just lackluster of a 45 ACP, which I don't have on the table with me right now. It will come back, so I'm not too worried about it. And that's how you put this gun back to and from together. I mean, it's graduated cylinder pins up from the bottom, left to right, and then redo the whole system. Just don't lose your springs. That's how this works. Thanks for watching the Dick Rush channel. Sorry for the gaps in the middle of the video. Appreciate you guys sticking with me for the end of the video, and we'll see you guys in the next one.